Hey guys, it's Yulia here, and today I'm coming with you with a video about how to be a better you. Now, of course, we're going to go through a step-by-step process on this, and I'm going to give you my tips and advice and things that I have used in my life that have helped me. So first things first is if you hear my bird in the background, I do apologize. It's really hard to move him to a different room because if I do, the cats will try to jump on his cage and stuff, and they jump on pretty big heights, so I'm sorry I have to have you guys deal with that. But let's get right into it. I do kind of have a little list here, and it's literally titled How to Be a Better You at the top, which is kind of pretty cute. But I'm going to give you what's on my list and kind of incorporate more as we go. Step one is to write your chores on a whiteboard and keep it in front of you. An example would be to keep it in front of your desk, like for me right now, like a work desk, or maybe like a little vanity you have, like where you do makeup or something, or just in general a desk, especially if you're a guy, because I know you don't use a makeup vanity. If you do though, that's okay. And then, don't forget to do what you need to do because it's going to be in front of you. I have a whiteboard like this. I believe you can get these anywhere. You can get them at I think, not Jewel, that's a grocery store. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them, I believe, at Walgreens maybe, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it's like this. It has like a little eraser thing, but I just keep this in the corner. And I just have an example chores to do because I always have chores to do around my house. And some of them are clean the microwave, clean all the floors in the house, paint my desk black because I was kind of feeling creative, reorganize my room, clean the bird's cage. I always draw something cute at the bottom. But something like this helps me, and I literally keep it in front of me like this so that I know, okay, I need to get all these things done around my house so I can breathe after and I can chill out and watch YouTube or watch a show or go hang out with friends without worrying about that and having that in my conscience and bothering me. So that's a good thing. Organize your room, organize your house. Don't forget to do your chores first before fun. So that's another tip that's it's a sub tip in this first tip, which is get your stuff done before you hang out with your friends or even your family. If you have, work to go to and you can't hang out with your friends, let them know that because that is your priority over your friends at the moment because it's a job, it's an obligation, and that's where you're making your money. To even go hang out and go places. Another kind of less harsh one, I guess you could say, is let's say you have to wash the floors in your house and your mom told you you can't leave the house before you wash the floors or you wash the dishes. Get that done so she's happy and so your house is clean, and then go hang out with your friends and let them know, hey, give me an extra 10 minutes to wash my dishes, wash my floors, and then I can hang out with you guys. And same thing if you live with a roommate, if you live by yourself, even if you live with your parents or not, make sure to get those chores done, like doing your laundry, washing your towels. Those are important things as you're an adult. Now, of course, it's myself and my mother living in the home I'm living in, so I try to help her out because she's the one going to work from 6 a.m. to 6 to 7 p.m. because she's a hustler. I appreciate her a lot for that, even though she may not think I do. And she does all those things, so I try to like I said, wash the floors, clean my microwave. It's actually important to clean your microwave because it can get very messy and disgusting, and you can use vinegar or apple cider vinegar and a sponge, like the green side of the sponge, and just scrub it and then clean it with a napkin and you're good to go. And the reason this is important, you might be thinking, well, how is cleaning my house going to better myself? The way it's going to better you is you're going to be more mature about taking care of things at home. You're going to actually know how to clean by yourself and keep your home clean, because if you're going to live alone, you're going to have to do that. Nobody's going to be doing that for you, and not everybody's going to have the money to pay for a maid. And if you have a little home, why wouldn't you want to clean it yourself? So that's just going to teach you how to be responsible, and it's also going to teach you time management, because let's say you have a list of 10 chores to do. You have to go to work and you want to hang out with your friends all in the same week or in the same day. So you're going to have to learn how to manage your time so you can get A, B, C, D, E, and F, or steps 1 to 6 done in a timely manner so that you're not leaving something out for next week or the next day. For example, today I had to, do laundry, I had to eat, I had to walk the dog and do this and do that, and I did it in a step-by-step process. I didn't take big breaks in between as well, because those can be a bother and they can steer you away from your goal. So yeah, that's just my little tip for that. So now we're going to move to step number 2. So step number 2 is to put things back where they belong, to declutter your space, and to get into good habits. Now this is kind of bouncing back to step 1, but what this means is that give yourself a routine that you will practice that will save you so much time and so much cleaning. So let's say you come home from work or from school or from the gym. The minute you come home, don't just throw your keys in one direction and your shoes into another direction. Take your shoes, wipe them with a little cloth if you need to, because let's be real, There might be some dirt, mud, whatever the heck on there, unless you like work in an office. I don't know, but still. Wipe them off, put them into the shoe rack you keep them on, or the corner where you keep your shoes. Take your keys, hang them on a hook. If you don't have a hook, invest in one because it's really helpful. Just come in and boom, boom, you're done. You know, obviously lock your doors. I know, it's kind of a funny one. And like, go ahead, do all of that, wash your hands. Another thing that you can do, if you're eating, wherever you're at, stranger's house, your house, you finish eating, grab your dish, your cup, put it in the sink, wash the dish, wipe it, put it away. This way, your sink is not piling up with this much dishes. And I know people that do that, and it's kind of nasty and disgusting, and it's a little embarrassing, especially if you have guests over and they see that. I'm sorry, I'm a clean freak, like, it's the truth. It's a really bad thing to do, and it's just unattractive. And it's better to do because, like I said, you don't have dishes piling. You do one thing, you put it away, and you're good. So this also teaches you time management skills in a sense, and it teaches you to be responsible. And if you ever have kids, you can teach them that, or a nephew or a niece, or a brother and sister. These are really important things, and you may think they're silly, but they do matter, because if you're going to be living with a boyfriend or girlfriend or with a roommate, you have to keep track of yourself because those are your things, especially if it's your dish. Nobody's obligated to wash it for you. Of course, your mom or dad will because they love you, but like I said, you have to take care of things yourself, especially if you're an adult. And if you're 18 plus, you're an adult, even if your parents don't treat you like one. But anyway, let's move on to step number 3, which is to exercise at least once a week to release those endorphins and get into a routine. Now, what I mean by exercise is have some kind of form of exercise or some kind of form where you're out in nature at least once a week or a few times a month. And the reason this is important is because in steps to exercise, exercise helps us release our endorphins, which is good for us, which makes us happy and not sad and glum and mad and whatever, even though there are bad exercise at times. And a way you can do this is you can literally work out at home. You can just roll out a mat and do some sit-ups, some push-ups. You can even do this while watching Netflix or watching YouTube or whatever, because you're doing 2 things at once. If you love multitasking, this will be great for you. But it's good to do because exercise keeps you on a routine, and you don't want your body to just be sitting. Like, you don't want to be sitting all the time and feeling like a couch potato, because you will grow fat. And I'm not saying grow fat from sitting, but from eating a lot, which I know I fall prey to this. But that really helps. Like, I'm not kidding you guys, it helps to do that. Or in nature, have a day where you turn off your phone and you don't have, social media alerts like Instagram or Facebook or whatever getting in your way, and just go in nature, take a hike or walk on a trail, or go to your nearest forest preserve and just take a walk through it. I mean, go with a friend because it would feel probably a little safer and fun, and in the daytime, of course, or bike in a trail, or just go to the nearest park. You don't even have to go to a forest preserve. Okay, my bird's like being really loud. But you can even go to a park and just take a walk through the park, or walk your dog at the park, or anything like that, because being in nature helps us. And if you love taking pictures, this is also a good way to get into a nice hobby. You can be a nature photographer or just post the cute pictures to take of nature on Instagram. Now, step number 4 is to plan out what you want to do with your life, to have goals, to achieve, but don't get your hopes up and don't just try to wing it. Now, this is a very big, serious one, and what I mean by plan out your life is I'm not saying plan out every second and every minute of your life. That will drive you crazy, and that is really, really bad. What I mean by plan out your life is have goals in life and have aspirations. For example, if you want to be a firefighter, figure out how to become a firefighter. If you want to become a lawyer, figure out how you want to be a lawyer. What I know about lawyers is that you have to take many exams that you have to prepare for. So if you know you want to go to law school after you get your bachelor's degree, for example, plan out okay, these are my 5 top law schools I'm trying to get into. Buy an LSAT book on Amazon a year to a few months before going to law school. Study it, make sure it's something you want, have a payment plan to figure out okay, I'm going to take out this many loans for this, and all that kind of stuff. And then what else? Just plan what you want to do. Now, you can write down these are the steps of how I want to get into law school, or steps on how to be a firefighter. I'm not sure about the firefighter part, but I just mentioned it so we have 2 diverse things. And, figure that out. Now, like I said, be prepared for changes and obstacles in your way. So step number 5, which goes well with step number 4, is that you have to surround yourself with people who will push you, motivate you, have the same goals as you, and to understand that you can have different types of friends. So like I said, with the whole being a lawyer thing, try to have friends, you don't have to have friends that want to be a lawyer as well. You can have friends that want to be a firefighter, that want to be an engineer. or all these different things, but as long as their mindset is the same and they want to push you so you can do better and you do that for them, because it is a two-way street, relationships and friendships. Have those people in your life. Have those people that will tell you, yes, I know you can become a lawyer. I know you're going to be good at it. You know, I'm going to push you. If you don't push yourself, like, I will help you out. Or, you know, be the same to your friends, because that is a good thing. And just make sure that your friends have goals. Because if you hang out with people constantly who smoke or drink or just want to stay home, they're not into school, that will affect you if you want to go to school and you want to do that. Because like I said, you will have to be studying really hard, you're going to have to push yourself, you're going to have to spend a lot of days in your house not hanging out, not going to the clubs or the social events or hanging out as much, and that's just the reality of it. Now, if you do have friends that are putting you down instead of helping you, you will have to cut them out of your life. Yeah, as I was saying, it's important to keep your circle small and to keep people who are actually going to help you in life instead of stop you from your dreams and your ambitions and what you want to do. And like I said, if you have to cut those people out of your life, do it, because it will help you at the end. Or if you figure out your friends have been fake towards you or mean towards you, or like things that you're just gotten over with, don't be afraid to cut them out of your life. Don't be afraid to press that block button or remove the as friend button or whatever and do what you need to do with life. If your friends don't understand that you're busy and you have a life and you have other things that you have to do, not just hang out with them, you also might have to cut them out of your life, because as adults you will have friendships where you may not see each other for weeks or for months because you're going to have varying schedules, and you know, when you meet again, it's going to be as good as it ever was, because that's how some friendships are. So that's my little spiel on that part. Now we are going to move to step 6, and that's going to be to take time for yourself to recharge from social events and for personal growth and health. Now this is a very different step from 5, obviously, but what I mean by this is, like, let's say you had one whole week where you were just hanging out every day, or even one whole day where you were hanging out. It is important to come home to recharge from that energy, and I think that is a thing where, like, you know, you can exert a lot of energy to hang out with people because, you know, you want to be friendly, you want to talk to them, and you might have to recharge. And a good way to do some of these things is just to be at home by yourself, you know. What else? Like, just watch your show, read a book, or even meditate. I know that helps because that is like really personal, like, you time where you get to like relax and like cleanse yourself. Another good thing is, like, I think my mom told me this before. Sorry guys, I say a lot. I don't know, it's my problem. But another good thing that you can do is, if you feel like you've been around people with like negative energy, you can go take a shower and just like pretend you're washing negative energy off. That sounds really weird, but I think it's a thing. But yeah, that's that. And just take time for yourself. Like, another thing I could say about this is that if there's a day that you don't feel like hanging out, or you're just kind of feeling like staying home doing your own thing, don't be afraid to tell your friends no, and to let them know nicely that you need your time or your space or something, even in relationships and friendships. You know, obviously choose your words wisely, don't like be mean or anything for no reason, but have time for yourself to recharge, figure yourself out, and then when you're ready, say, hey, I can hang out this day if you can too. So that's my little piece of advice to that. And another thing is, it does help, I said again, but it does help to go, like I said, on nature walks, have time with nature, and not declutter, but yeah, have time in nature, and to, of course, kind of like not have social media around you that much, because social media can be a hazard sometimes, and you know, all those notifications and all those like comparing yourself to other people can get to you, which some people are good at that more than others, but still, it's a thing. So yeah, that's my advice with that. I am going to go to the last step, which is step 7, which is to perform random acts of kindness. And with the random acts of kindness, what I noticed is that it's really good for the soul and the heart to do nice little things for people. Like, maybe if you see that somebody, like, I don't know, if you're driving and you see somebody like popped a tire, maybe you can go help them. Or another thing is, if you see a homeless person, maybe buy them a meal and something to drink rather than giving them money. Or maybe, like, in the winter time, if you see them, give them like a fuzzy pair of socks or like hand warmers or something. Like, little things like that help. And don't do it because you want to make yourself feel like you're a good human being or something. Do it out of the kindness of your heart, like literally out of the kindness of your heart. And don't try to put it on social media so you can get views and make it look like you're such a good person, unless, you know, it's like you're trying to help someone through social media, which that is a thing. So yeah, do little things like that. Like, even if it's once like a month, like, no, if it's once a year, it's a little sad, but even if it's like once a month, once like a week or something, little things do matter. Or if your neighbor needs help, or like just anything like that. Or maybe if your friend needs to borrow money, this can be a tricky thing though. Like, if your friend needs to borrow money because like she had an accident, that's okay. As long as, you know, you trust your friend and they will pay you back, because if not, that is a little weird, I might make a story time about that because I did have a situation with that, but let me know if you're interested. And that was step 7. Now there is one last thing I wanted to say. We can make this a step 8 if you guys like, but have a journal to write in. Now I'm just using this as an example. I would definitely suggest a journal with more page space, but you know, just get a typical journal. Every time you're feeling either really happy, really sad, mad, whatever emotion, write it down. Write the date, like June, well, we're in July, so like you could write July 17th, 2018. You can say, hey, today, well, don't say hey, but you could say like, today I had a bad day, this and this happened. And a good way, the reason this is a good thing to do is because you can kind of be your own therapist and reflect on how you were feeling and why you were feeling that way, so you can kind of change, you know, maybe bad habits or bad moods or things like that. So that does help. And journaling is really good because if you feel like you don't really want to talk to someone, you can kind of journal and like it's like you're speaking to yourself. Not in a weird way, of course, but yeah, I think that would be really helpful. I think for now, those are all the tips that I have. But yeah, so yeah, I can't think of anything more I want to say. I really hope you guys liked this video and found all this information I was telling you really useful. If there's something that you wanted me to expand on or I missed, don't be afraid to leave me a comment down below and let me know. Like I said, do like this video, if you liked it, of course. And do subscribe to the channel so you can see more of my diverse videos and see me expand with my channel and grow with different things. And that's all I have to say. I hope you guys have a good day or night or wherever you're at, because like in my previous videos I said I know you guys travel and you have places you have to go to, so like I just want this to be applicable to everyone. And yeah, that's what I got so far. Have a good one. See you guys.